Hello, everybody. Joe Begadons here, and welcome back to another episode of Utawarerumono, Mask of Deception. It's been like 3 weeks since I recorded. Was not my intention whatsoever, but if you've been following along with my channel updates, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell so you actually get those. You would know I've been flying around the world for the past 2 weeks or so. Gotta love it. Get talked to at work, just like, hey, do you want to like go on a trip for like the rest of the month? And it's like, not really, but the extra like $2,000 is nice, so sure. So that's exactly what happens. Packed a bag, flew around Europe a bunch. We were supposed to go home a couple days early, and as we're like an hour away from like landing at our home station and being done with our mission, we get a call on the airplane satellite phone saying, hey, turn around. You're going to go circumnavigate the globe. So that's what we did. We're on the East Coast. Basically just, like, hit a Yui and just went west until we were back home. It was awful. Mainly because we broke in the Middle East for like a day and a half. It was the last leg home, too. The jet was fine when we landed. We go to sleep. We go get breakfast. We get back to the jet. We turn it on. And it's like, oh, one of the actuators for the flight surfaces doesn't work. And it's one of the ones we need to work. Otherwise, we can't leave. So then I proceeded to do that for like 10 hours. Not fun. If you didn't know, most people don't know this. Like that whole Arabian Gulf area, like the Red Sea, it's like humid as fuck. Like the Red Sea, the Persian Gulf, all that. It's bad. Fortunately, it wasn't that bad this time of year. It was only like 40% humidity. But you go there like in the summer, like August, September, it's like 110, 100% humidity. Hellish. Hell on earth. And because I'm outside working my ass off for like 9 hours straight through the night, like I would just be drinking liters of water at a time. I'd have a 1 liter water bottle that I'd just keep refilling up. I had like 5 of those, never had to go to the bathroom once because all the moisture was just leaving my body in sweat. Terrible. Fucking terrible. But I am finally back home, and hopefully, knock on wood, I won't be going anywhere anytime soon again. God, I hope not. But, a nice part about that trip is I did go to Japan. It was only for like a day. So really all we did was go out to get lunch at a ramen place. And we stopped by this cafe and I got, like Japanese pancake with like those Okinawan sweet potato kind of filling stuff. It was like those fluffy Japanese pancakes. Those were like the bread of the sandwich. And then the filling was cream and that sweet potato paste. Very good. And I also bought a bunch of beer. I say a bunch. It was like a 6-pack and a handful of like, what is it? Pineapple Strong Zero. I want to get a whole box of them, but they were only selling the boxes of the lemon and grapefruit. And lemon, it's like, yeah, that's all right. It's good. But I really wanted the pineapple, and I think grapefruit's fucking awful. I hate grapefruit. Terrible fruit. One of the worst. But I've already drunk those, so now I'm working on my supply of Asahi Dry, so I'll be sipping on that. Having the alcohol affect my tactical sense, so any gameplay blunders I make, entirely not my fault. Blame it on the booze. But yeah, I don't really got anything else to add to that, other than I meant to record this yesterday, but I was too tired, and I was just playing FF14. Just getting back in the swing of it. Finished Stormblood, leveling all my classes up to 70 before I move on to Shadowbringers. I would stream it, but for some reason my PC does not like it when I stream. High bitrate. I don't know. It's weird. It doesn't crash, but it's just like all the audio just dies. Not very conductive, and I could lower the bitrate, but then it's kind of choppy when you're watching it, and there's probably not that big of an audience for it. Let's be real. You know, just watching someone grind dungeons for 7 hours straight. No thanks. But let's get back into it. As I lean back in my chair and get nice and comfy, the caravan rolls lazily along the mountain path. It's a pretty nice day out here. Yesterday was awful. It was like in the 90s, which I was about to say it's April, but no, it's May now. I've completely lost track of time, you know, during my trip, because we'd fly around the clock. But it's warm here now, and I don't like it. Wagon is jostling. My butt hurts from every bump in the road, but I'm getting used to it. I've got time to just lay back and leisurely gaze at the sky. Only weren't traveling with extremely valuable bandit magnet cargo. Or this guy lying in the corner of the wagon, reeking to high heaven for that matter. They really seem to like doing that, huh? Meanwhile, I've been unsuccessfully trying to ignore my more, immediate circumstances. The mystery twins have me sandwiched between them and have yet to stop poking my cheeks. I've tried talking to them a few times now, but never to any avail. They're just gonna do their thing. I've given up on getting anything out of them. It's downright bizarre. Yeah, you know, if you're gonna be stuck on the road with them, no sense, you know, making it weird. So, they're doing their damnedest to make it weird. With my discomfort rising, I glance around the caravan for some kind of help. Yeah, he's down for the count. Yeah, he's riding shotgun. I quickly scanned the caravan for Kuon. That ridiculously huge bird is trundling along right next to the caravan. On its back, Kuon and Lulutia chat happily. Seems they're having fun opening up to each other. Kuon suddenly glances towards me. As she notices my gaze, she smiles at me. And then she immediately turns back to Lulutia and resumes chatting. Save us, Burb. The enormous bird, however, croons at me in a bid for attention. Yes. They're on Kuman? Sure. They're on Kuman walking alongside the caravan, of course, but not one of them is looking this way. In fact, it seems like they're doing everything they can to keep from looking over here. Some are cracking lame, okay. Cracking lame forced jokes, or talking about love affairs, or just staring ahead. They seem to be keeping a watchful eye on our surroundings, rather than on the caravan itself. Probably because they're important. I mean, yeah, they're kind of spooky. Yeah. Or, you know, just wants to pretend they're not there. Sure, you know, no sense getting dragged into the storm, you know, if they've already found their little plaything. Out the window, out the window. As Maruro thrashes in his agonized sleep, He tugs at the cloth that covers the wagon's cargo. The corner of a bizarre object peeks out, catching my eye.
陶器。いや、なんだ。
It has a smooth surface like fine china, decorated with intricate patterns. Awkward, forced together boxes and cylinders make up its shape, strange and irregular. No, definitely not pottery.
まるで何かの。
What, like an engine? Like pistons? Suddenly, the poking on my cheek stops. Momentarily free and curious to know the cargo's contents, I reach for the barely clinging cloth. Something pulls my sleeve back, stopping me. The mysterious duo seem to have stopped poking me to grab hold of my sleeves.
なんだ。
They're not pulling too hard, but it's pretty clear they're trying to yank me back from the cargo. Man, it's gonna take me a second to get back into this whole speaking thing. Into a
って
microphone.
言いたいのか。
They seem to give me a subtle nod in quiet unison.
そっか。なんか知らんが。いいのと言うならやめとくか。
Yep.
どうしても見たいわけでもないしな。
But snooping's the best part. That's what I love about flying cargo, is I get to poke around and see what we're actually transporting. Some of it's some kind of cool stuff. Stuff I won't talk about for security reasons, but, you know, cool stuff nonetheless.
あ、なんかいい子いい子するように頭を撫でてきたんだが。だからなんなんだ。
Yeah, it's a good job. You controlled your curiosity.
初めて意思疎通ができた気もするな。
The cat will not have to get killed
深く
today.
考えるのはもうよそ。
よし、今日はここまでだ。各自野営の準備。歩調班は周囲の警戒を怠るな。
That's a nice thing about having wagons. You know, you can just kind of do a wagon circle around the camp, do a little wagon for it. Like sit up and
いつ
stretch.
の間にか眠ってたのか。
I rouse myself and have a look around, getting my bearings.
例の二人はいないか。どこかへ行ったみたいだな。
The caravan is parked in an open space off on the side of the road, fenced off and protected. A camp?
ここで野営をするみたいだが、さてどうするか。ま、このま
Oh,
ま
probably
飯
have
の時間
dinner?
までおと
You know,
な
that'd
し
be
くしている
nice.
とするか。慣れないものが手伝ったりすると、かえって邪魔になるからな。うん。
はい、ハク。
Oh,
目が覚めたのなら、これお願いね。
should have just kept on sleeping, bud. The one descends on me before I can see her coming, smiling sweetly and holding out a bucket.
向こうに井戸があるから、まずは大鍋をいっぱいにして。
Well, as long as it's not like a giant cauldron, it shouldn't be too hard.
次はたらいがいっぱいになるまで。
Okay, washed up to the bit.
その次は、集めた壺全部に水を汲んでね。働かざる者食うべからず。頑張って。
At least gonna give him like one of those little water carrying, you know, little neck yokes you put on so you can put the bucket on both ends. He's just gonna have to like trudge, you know, just a hand bucket around. Ooh, we're actually at a, you know, place where we can actually choose what to do now. I don't know what the difference between the encampment and the camp is. Unless the encampment's the part surrounding, like in the fence, and the camp's just around. Let's go to the campfire. Get nice and toasty.
よー、あんちゃん。今暇かい？
As I wrap up the task, Kuan assigned me, Kuan flags me down.
暇といえば暇だが、さっきまでこき使われていたんだ。何か手伝えってのならお断りだぞ。
さすがのあんちゃんも、
Oh, ain't that the
あの
truth?
姉ちゃんには頭が上がらねえか。
当たってるだけに言い返せん。
まあ、そいつは置いといてだ。あんちゃんはこういった荒ごとに慣れてねえみてえだからな。
It kind of sucks.
ちゃんと獲物を手入れしてるか気になってな。
手入れ？
But it's a metal fan.
やっぱりか。
I mean, you do gotta, like, you know, oil and polish it. Otherwise, it'll get rusty and icky. But Ukon draws a sword, muttering under his breath.
こいつだこいつ。あんちゃん、あれからまだ獲物を手入れしてねえだろ。時間のある時にちゃんと手入れしておかねえと、いざって時に命取りになるぜ。
I mean, it's not like his fan is in the sheath, so it's not like the gunk will, get it stuck, but, if it prevents it from opening, that's not great. Ukon sits and pulls a cloth of what looks like whetstones from his bag, laying them across his knees.
言われてみれば
I withdraw Kuon's fan from my sash and look over it closely. It has a heft to it, heavy in my fingers and thick when its blades are folded up like this. When I actually used it, I could tell right away that it was forged solely for inflicting pain.
かなり手荒に扱っといてそのまま放置だったな。やっぱまずいか。
Yeah. Ukon smiles wryly, setting a whetstone to the steel of his katana.
そいつに自分の玉預けるんだ。まずいどころじゃねえな。
Yeah, you gotta name it.
それこそ恋人や女房のように扱ってやんねえとな。
確かにその通りなんだろうな。
All weapons are feminine, so they need cute girl names.
普通に刃物の手入れとかなら見よう見まねでなんとかできそうな気もするが、これはちょっとな。
Like I said, pick the gunk out from between the segments, give it a nice, oiling so that way everything flicks out nice and smoothly.
どれちょいとかしてみな。
Now make sure the blades aren't, bent.
できるのか。
こんな商売を続けてりゃ大抵のもんはな。さすがにこいつは珍しいが、できないってわけじゃねえさ。
As Ukon takes the fan, he holds it up to the light and squints at it from various angles.
ほう。
Ukon suddenly smiles in what looks like admiration.
結構な代物とは思っていたが、こいつはまた。
こいつはなんだ。
Yeah, it's a metal fan.
いろんな意味で面白い。間違いなく曰くつきってやつだな。
なあ、呪われてるとか言わ
Oh,
ないな。
it's just got like good wear to it.
ああいう意味じゃねえよ。まあ、呪われてたとしても何の不思議もねえけどな。
It's like my well, I don't have it down here, but my Garand, it's got some nice wear in the stock, a little bit of patina on the metal.
不思議じゃないのかよ。
まず、こいつが何でできてるから。
Ukon taps the metal with his fingernail and emits a high-pitched resonant ringing.
鋼じゃねえな。もっと硬い別の何かだが、
Oh, like titanium?
何かをあれだけ乱暴に扱ったってのに、賭けも曲がりもしてやしねえとな。で、次はこの仕掛けだ。
仕掛け？何か仕
Yeah,
掛け
the
なん
the
か
part that lets it fold in and out.
気づかなかったのか？こうして扇を目いっぱい広げてだ。そこからさらに広げようとすると、
Oh.
見てな。結構えぐいぜ。
うわ、
The flick of Ukon's wrist. Blades abruptly spring out from the from the flan? Ooh, I want some flan. From the fan's surface.
仕込まれた隠し場が飛び出すってす
Cool.
こんな機能があったのか。しかし、えぐいってほどのものか。いや、確かに驚いたが、歯が隠してあるくらいは普通だと思うが。
Yeah, but actually having a mechanism to, force them out and then also being sturdy enough to use.
じゃあ、この洗面に細かな溝が掘られてるのはわかるか？
ああ、これか。確かにあるな。
Well, they're difficult to see at first, but each fold of the fan has a thin, deep groove through it.
これはどうかしたのか。
Ukon produces a water skin, upending it and allowing a few drops to dribble onto the tip into a dip in the fan. As the droplets disappear into the groove, moisture spreads out across the whole weapon in bare moments. What, so you can poison the blades or something? As water condenses in droplets at the tip of the hidden blades, can't help but groan as I grasp the
こ
implications.
の刃先に触れたら たとえかすり傷であっても、そういうことか。確かにえぐいな。
ちなみにこいつの表面、綺麗に磨かれちゃいるが、うっすらと模様になってるだろ
Or just, to allow blood to flow out.
血と薬品が染み込んだ後だな。つまり血が染み込むまで使い込んでるってわけだ。はて、あんちゃんの言う通り、本当に呪われてたりしてな。
Spooky.
おい、冗談のつもりだろうが、シャレになってないぞ。
悪い、俺も言っててそう思った。
あのな。
Ukon unfastens the pivot holding the individual pieces of the fan together, painstakingly disassembling it.
どこも歪みはねえし、欠けてもいない。これなら問題はねえか。
Oh, that's good. Just standard upkeep and maintenance.
しかしクオンがなんでこんな物騒なもの。
あの姉ちゃん、よっぽどあんちゃんを買っているか、信頼してるらしいな。
It would have been nice of her to tell us about, the hidden knife trick to it so we don't stab ourselves by accident, but, so be it.
自分をなんでだ。
こいつを見りゃわかるさ。こんだけ心を込めて手入れしてやるんだ。よほど大切にしてきた思い入れのある品なんだろう。そいつをなんとも思ってねえやつに預けるとはとても思えねえがな。
Oh, well, that's sweet.
よし、こんなもんでいいか。
Ukon wipes down each component of the fan, then puts it back together in short order.
俺よ、できたぜ。今度は自分でもできるよう手入れの仕方を姉ちゃんに教わって。
Yeah, see if there's actually any, proper care you're supposed to do instead of just, standard TLC. With that, Ukon turns to go. Out to thank him, but it slips my mind as I stand transfixed, staring dumbly at the weapon. Ukon's words echo in my mind.
思いが込められたものか。なぜクオンはそんな大切なものを自分に渡した。
Because you're so fucking helpless, she had no choice. I spread and closed the fan repeatedly, fidgeting with it for no real reason.
まあ、クオンは何を考えている。お前に込められた思いとはなんだ。
The fan remained silent, only glimmering in the light in lieu of giving an answer. Alright, great. We just go through them one at a time. Encampment. Ukon calls out to me as I emerge from the tent.
あんちゃん、
Damn, just can't get enough of me, huh?
馬の世話を頼まれちゃくれねえか。
馬の世話？別に構わんが、何をすればいいんだ。
そこにある餌をやってもらい
I
たい
don't
の
know,
と
yeah, shovel the
ちょ
shit,
っとした手
feed
入れだ
them.
な。
手入れ？
Not really sure if you can comb feathers like that. Like, you comb horses. I've done it before. It's fairly easy, but I'm not sure with, a giant feathered biped like this what you're supposed to do.
ああ、このたわしで皮をこすってやるんだ。
Alright. Ukon holds up a large scrubbing brush, wriggling the bristles in my direction.
こいつで皮をこすってやると気持ちいいらしくてな。馬どもが喜ぶ。
I was about to say, especially the parts with where the saddle sits, but it doesn't look like they have saddles. Or at least the ones here in camp.
馬は大切な運搬手段だ。しっかり面倒を見てやらねえといけねえし、大切に扱えば向こうもそれに応えてくれるってもんだ。
へえ、こんなものだね。
Yep. Oh, well, you're getting the parts they can't reach
あ
themselves.
あ、あんちゃんも馬に乗るようになればわかるってことよ。
Mm-hmm.
そういうことなら手伝うさ。ただ飯ぐらいってのも気が
But
引ける
again,
しな。
interesting that your wapters are feathered, while the ones we know are just completely like reptilian.
そう言ってくれるとありがてえ。馬はそこの馬車の先に繋いであるから、あとは頼んだぜ。
Ukon hands me the brush, waving his hand as if to formally confer the duty to me, then turns to go.
やっぱどう見ても馬っていう
Oh,
より
some of them must have
馬長だよ
saddles, because I'm pretty sure, Lulutia's little bird, what was his name, like Kokopo or something, had a saddle. At least I think it did. Unless I'm just making that up. As I approach the Wapters hitched to the fence, they begin to stir, noticing me.
とすぐやるからそう焦るなわあ
As if from nowhere, those two wrapped in their apparel? Apparel. Sure. I'm not sure where the emphasis on the syllables is there. We're just gonna go with like apparel for now. Appear crouching next to the feed bin.
なんだ驚かせるな
What, you guys want some oats too? They both look up at me and tilt their head in unison, as if to ask, did we scare you?
言葉が通じてるだよないつの間にか隣にいてじっと見つめられてたら誰だって驚くだろう
They look at each other, then back to me, their heads tilted as if to ask, really?
なんという息の合い方
Just twin things, you know. The precise, perfectly matched movements almost makes me want to ask if they're street
ところ
performers.
でなんか用なのか
They share another look, then turn back to stare inscrutably at me.
まあ眺めてたいなら好きにしてくれこいつらのすることを気にしてたらいつまで経っても馬の世話ができんし
Well, I guess the nice thing about Wapters is you don't need to clean the gunk out of their shoes. It's not particularly hard, but you do have to, like, get the horse to give you their leg and then put it up on your knee, then get the scraper and clean all the gunk and rocks out from between the hoof and their horseshoe. I fish what looks like some kind of vegetable from the feed tub, offering it to the nearest Wapter.
うわかっこえ
Just a little. Do they have teeth in those beaks? Are they like geese? Maybe it's because they're just hungry, but man, they're really going for it. I could have lost my fingers just now. Really something I'm eager to have happen. Maybe I'll just toss their food to them. Yeah, no sense fighting over it.
だから喧嘩するな
Oh,
ダメだこいつら餌を前に目が血走ってるこのままだと本当に喧嘩を
well, you gotta lay down the law. If they're pack animals, you just gotta establish that, you know, you're at the head of the pack. Or, well, herd animals, I guess, in this case, if they're, you know, herbivores. They're probably omnivores. Most animals are omnivores. I glance down at the twins, still crouched by the tub of feed.
仕方がないお前ら餌をやったことがあるか
They slowly turn to stare at me, then shake their heads.
まあいい
Yeah, do you want
こいつら
to?
に餌をやるのを手伝ってくれあ指を噛まれないよう
Yeah, you don't really need all 10 fingers, you know, in day-to-day life. You can lose a couple. They each nod, then reach into the feed bin, holding their offerings out to the Wapters.
そんなやり方だと指を噛まれ
Or, so I thought, but the Wapters calmed down in short order, eating peacefully from their hands. As the Wapters eat, the duo gently stroke the sides of the steeds' heads, soothing them.
餌をやったことがないと言いつつ手慣れてるんだなこっちはとは危ないなちくしょうこっちの方は指ごと食らう勢いで
Well, yeah, they don't respect you, that's why.
なんなんだこの差は
You're below them in the pecking order.
まあ嫌われてはいないみたいだが妙に発するというかあのバカ鳥といいここいらの動物は妙に興奮気味な奴らばかりだなあそうだ
Strange.
よかったらたわしでこいつらの体をこすってやるのを手伝ってくれないか
Oh, they're probably real dusty, though.
一人だと大変
I mean, like normal horses are too. They just roll around in the dirt. But birds, they produce like a dandruff between their feathers, and they also roll in dust. Ugh. The cloaked figures nod. With short bristle scrubbing brushes in hand, they begin to brush the Wapters' bodies. As the bristles pull across their skin, the Wapters let out low, contented
なる
cries.
ほどあんな感じでやればいいのか
Suddenly and abruptly, The wafter nearest to me slams my chest with a headbutt.
何すんだお前。一瞬体がくの字に折れ曲がったぞ。
Yeah, you're not scrubbing fast enough. The wafter ignores my complaints, nudging me with the brush clamped in its beak, demanding a scrub.
なんだ早くやれって。いってわかったから。
Yes, grooming each other is a very important, social activity for birds. There you go, that wasn't too hard.
ここか？ここがいいのか？
As I pull the brush over its body, it starts to breathe harder and stamp its feet in excitement.
こら、嬉しいの分かったから落ち着け。蹴り殺す気か。
With those thick, muscled legs, it wouldn't take much for a creature like this to do me in.
やれやれ。あっちのおとなしい方を担当すればよかった。
I've been kicked by a horse in the leg before. It doesn't feel good. We're doing a trail ride, and the one in front of me got, spooked by, a raccoon or something in the bushes, and it just, threw out a random kick behind it. Caught me right in the thigh. Fortunately, it wasn't dead on. It was kind of glancing blow. So, it didn't, shatter my femur or something, but fucking hurt like a bitch. No sooner than the thought crosses my mind, too massive that their shapes slam into me.
お前ら。
Two wafters the robe pair had been in charge of nudged me with their brushes, just like the
な
first.
んでお前らがあの二人はどうしたっていない？
Probably got bored and wandered off. Mystery twins have disappeared without so much as a word, as usual. The wafters stomp and strut, worked into a tizzy, thrusting the brushes at me insistently.
こいつらはおとなしいんじゃなかったのか。
Not to you.
いた。だからたわしを押し付けるな。やればいいんだろう。やれば。なんで自分がこんな目に。だから待って。ん？
You back?
お前らどこに行って。いや、そんなことより早く手伝ってくれ。
Would you please? The pair both tug at my sleeve, ignoring what I'm saying as they point to an approaching shape.
なんだ？
The sound of footsteps that are somehow at once both heavy and bouncy fill my ears. It's like, oh, we're grooming? Time to get brushed. And then the distinctive bird song.
まさか。
Yeah, this one has a saddle, but all the other ones, I guess they ride bareback. That troublesome bird bounces into the paddock, chirping with bubbly enthusiasm. And holding a scrubbing brush in its beak.
お前のなのか。
To the camp!
こりゃまたでかい鍋だな。
Doing some cooking, just one big camp stew. An enormous cookpot hangs over a stove in the corner of the campground, sizzling happily away. Not too far away, a mom is being baked, a tall pile of doughy skins already stacked on a table.
ハク殿、こんなところで何を眺めているでおじゃるか？
Marudo takes note of me and swaggers over, a bag in his
うん
arms.
さすがにこれだけの人数になると、その支度も豪快だなと思ってな。
そうでおじゃるな。
Mm-hmm.
マロもこんな大勢と行動を共にするのはこれが初めてでおじゃるよ。
Simple is best in this case.
そういうマロロは何をしてるんだ？
Now, complicated foods might taste good, but, the time and, how much ingredients you need to prepare it for everyone, just go with the stew.
マロでおじゃるか？マロは
Gadzooks!
そうでおじゃる。お手伝いの最中でおじゃった。
手伝い？
Marudo frantically looks for Ludutia, hurrying over as soon as he spots her.
ルルティエ様、頼まれたお塩でおじゃる。
Proudly, he holds out the bag in his hands to Ludutia.
ありがとうございます。
A simple kitchen area has been set up beneath a tent, Chopped fruits and veggies arranged on a table. Udatia stands at the table and pulls a solid chunk from Maruro's bag, crushing it into powder. Just a big old chunk of rock salt.
白様
もしかして
At least you're crushing it up and not just like having it, just one big chunk sitting on the table that everyone has to lick and then pass around.
こんなことくらいですか
I'm surprised they're even,
皆さんのお役に
I was gonna say making you help. You're probably doing it of your own volition, but I'm surprised they're allowing you to help.
しかしこの人数を用意するのは大変じゃないか。
いえお城の厨房は私が
Oh,
取り仕
really?
切っていましたから。
へえ、お姫様だと
Yeah.
聞いていたから意外だな。
Unless you know it's considered like a feminine training thing or
もっ
something.
ときらびやかというか、
Yeah,
そういった
sheltered?
のとは無縁だと思ってた。
その私の家は
Okay.
辺境の一高速なのでそんな格式の高い家では
You're pretty low
ありま
down
せ
the
んから
totem pole then. Still gotta carry your weight.
それにクオン様も手伝ってくださいますし
クオンも
私が料理を手伝ってるのがそんなに意外なのかな。
うわっ
Koan's voice suddenly speaks from right behind me, and I jump almost a full foot into the air. I turn to find her smiling. Doesn't quite extend to her eyes.
ハクと出会う前は一人旅をしてたんだから一通りできるのは当たり前なんだけどな。
Yeah, but when I cook for myself, I basically just like throw chicken breast in the air fryer. Season it mildly. Like I'm talking some salt, some pepper, some like Worcestershire sauce, and that's like it. Like I do the most simple bare bones thing if I cook for myself.
いや別にクオンが料理ができないなんて。あ、
ハクはそこで見てるといいかな。私の技を見せてあげるから。
Koan deftly twirls a kitchen knife in her hand as she makes this proclamation, pointing it at me.
料理が下手と言われるのに嫌な思い出でもあるのか。
I wonder,
ね
you know,
お塩はこのくらいでいいかな。
if the food here is to her taste, if she's from overseas.
もうちょっと濃い方がいいと思います。皆さん働き盛りですから少し塩辛い方が好まれるかと。
You're not wrong, but you don't want it so salty that, it hurts to eat.
そっか、そう言われるとそうかも。
うーん。
I can tell I'm not really going to be any help, so I retreat to the edge of the tent to watch from the side.
ルルティエ様の手料理楽しみでおじゃるな。
確かにあの二人がどんな手料理を振る舞ってくれるのか興味がないと言えば嘘になるな。
Lutia approaches me with a small plate, offering it meekly.
どうぞお味見を。
Hey, see what you think.
これは
Simmered food sits lovingly arranged on the plate in her hands, steaming enticingly.
お口に合うといいんですけど。
おなかなかにうまそうだ。
I take a simmered skewer from the plate eagerly, sampling the food impaled on it.
絶妙な塩加減だ。優しい。
The nice thing, though, about traveling around the world is I got to have plenty of delicious food. I had an amazing hot dog when I was in Iceland, right outside the big church in Reykjavik. There's a hot dog stand where you can get, the traditional Icelandic hot dog, where it's kind of like, instead of like beef, it's kind of pork and lamb or whatever. But it had like sauerkraut underneath. Well, it wasn't sauerkraut. It was like red cabbage, like crushed potato chips, some interesting sauces. Very good. I highly recommend it if you're ever in Iceland.
こりゃうまい。ルルティエって
And it's a pretty cheap food when I was in like Southern Europe. Like I had an amazing steak dinner in Greece for like $30. Iceland is so fucking expensive though. It's like over $10, like 10 USD for a single beer. And it cost me like $30 to get fish and chips. Terrible. I mean, the food was good. The pricing is just outrageous. But, island economies and all that.
じゃあ今度はこっちの味見ね。
クオンもできたのか。 そんじゃ遠慮なく。
And well, the most I can say for when I was in Qatar is that it didn't give me food poisoning this time, so you know, that's a plus, I suppose. My hand freezes halfway to the plate Kuon is proffering.
ああ、クオン、
何かな？
これは一体なんだ？
見ての通り、煮物に決まってるかな？
うん、確かに煮物なんだが。
Is the presentation, you know, slightly lacking there?
少しでかすぎやしないか？大きさはルルティエのと比べて。
Oh, you know, you're a growing young man here, Haku. You need to eat.
さあ、味見してみて。
You know, can't get big without eating big.
いや、味見って。
You know, you are a little scrawny at the
これ
moment,
一食分の量がある
at
だ
least from
ろ
their perspective.
こりゃ一口では食えんな。そもそも串が重量に耐えきれず折れそうだ。
I carefully take the behemoth in my hands, then bite into it with what reluctant vigor I can muster.
そんな少しずつじゃなくて、一口でガプって。
And I'll completely like bite on the side, then rip it off. Juices flying everywhere.
無茶言うな。まずくはないが、外側の味が濃い上に大きすぎて中にまで味が。
Speaking of burn mouth, I burnt the roof of my mouth so bad when I was in Alaska. I got some escargot because, you know, I'm a disgusting Frenchman and I actually really like snail. The oil was so hot, it like cooked the roof of my mouth. It was terrible.
どうかな？
Kuan has a very proud look on her face.
本人が食う分にはうまいんだろうが、こうも自信がありげだと正直に言いづらいものが。まあ、うん。まあ、
Serviceable.
そうでしょう。もうすぐ出来上がりだから楽しみにしてて。
Yeah, so be prepared to eat 5 more.
まあまあ、うまい。
Good adjacent. That's a good one. I have to pocket that one. Rudotia gives a small chuckle from beside me. When I look over to her, she quickly averts her eyes bashfully.
にしても、お姫様って割には家庭的な感じなんだな。お高く止まった感じがなくって親しみやすいっていうか。
Well, yeah, she said she's like nobility from the boonies.
ああ、それにしても。
Like, they probably don't live in like a big castle complex. They probably just have like a, you know, a hill fort or something. Just, you know, a raised mound with a ditch around it. With a fairly large, you know, house. Sometime after the sun sets, everyone sits down to dinner around the campfire. There's a mom skin stuffed with ingredients and a meat stew that warms me up from the core. Even though it's reheated campfire food, it's easily as hearty as the innkeeper's cooking.
おお、うめえ。
こいつはうめえや。母ちゃん、元気にしてっかな。
My praise for the food comes from all over, and though she blushes bashfully, Rutia's smile cuts through her inhibition. Next to her stands Kuon, looking pleased and proud at the universal
だ
praise.
が、その称賛されて鼻高々の料理。元は料理というにはあまりにも豪快で男らしいものだったが、ルルティエが手を加えてくれて、
You don't gotta tell
ま
her
ともに
that.
なったということ。比率で言うと、クオンが2の、ルルティエが8。
It's the thought that counts, okay?
ぶっちゃけクオンのは手伝いとは名ばかりの邪魔にしかなっていなかった。
よーしみんな、食いながらでいいから聞いてくれ。
Kuon claps his hands to get the group's attention, standing in front of the
予
bonfire.
定通り、日が暮れる前にロエ地に着くことができた。今のところは順調だな。問題はこの先だ。分かっていると思うが、ここから先、国境にかけてまで深い森が続く。
Yeah, dangers can be lurking all over.
街道とはいえ、デコボコだったり、ぬかるんでたりもする。足を取られて荷車がはまったりしないよう注意しとけ。
And don't break any wagon wheels or axles.
それとだ、最近この先で賊の被害が頻発している。賊の規模からして俺たちが襲われることはまずねえだろうが、 油断は禁物だ。
Yeah, and watch out for any, ruffians whose eyes are bigger than their stomach.
おのおの警戒を怠らず、気を
When
引
they
き締め
catch
て
sight
取
of
り
this
掛か
caravan.
れ。
I think the prize is worth the risk.
騒ぐなとは言わねえし、飲むなとも言わねえが、羽目を外しすぎて、
Ugh,
明日以降に響かねえようにな。
traveling hungover sucks.
話は以上だ。
道が荒れてるのか。
Fortunately, traveling, I did the past couple weeks. I'm gonna keep referring to it because it's the only thing I've done for the past, half month. Yeah, no, it's fairly easy. Most of all I do is just gas up the jet, help load cargo, and then I sit in my hammock and sleeping bag for, 15 hours as we're flying around the world.
それにしても本当に盗賊なんかが出るんだな。
But having a nasty hangover sure makes it a lot harder to do those things.
まあみんな腕っぷしが強いし。
And when we hit turbulence and my hammock starts swinging like crazy, it helps to not have a sour stomach already. And again, there's nothing to worry about, is what they told me just before that disastrous Geekity hunt. After dinner, right as I get up to return to my tent, at the sound of someone crying out, I turn around to find Lucia kneeling on the
どう
ground.
した大丈夫か。
I'll just trip over in the dark.
ありませんから。
Nearby, a hempen sack lies in a crumpled heap on the ground. She tripped holding it, most
手
likely.
伝おう。
いえ、大丈夫です。このくらい。
To be fair, she can probably carry it more easily than you can.
女の子がこんな重そうな袋を運ぶなんて大変だろう。実際つまずいたわけだしな。
Hot meat kettle.
力仕事は男がやるもんだ。
Except you're like the weakest man in the universe. I crouch down to lift the bag as Lucia continues to hesitate at a loss for what to do.
とえお重っ
Yeah, that bag is full of her rock collection.
白様。
この子はこんなのを運ぼうとしていたのか。腰が
Lift with your legs, squat down, back straight.
あまりにも情けない。
Pull the load close to your body so your center of gravity is like right over your legs. Somehow, I managed to lift the bag and get back on my feet.
どうかしましたか。
いや別に。
ありがとうございます。なんだかご迷惑を。
It's good for him to get the exercise, Lucia bows politely.
とかいいから早くして。腰が砕ける。ね。どこまで行けばいい？
私の天幕まで運んでいただけ
I'm
れば。
gonna assume yours is like a big fancy one.
よし、わかった。案内してくれ。 Ooh, nice like teapot you got over there.
ありがとうございます。
Ah, that's one thing I forgot to do when I was in Greece. I never got any like Greek/Turkish coffee. Turkish coffee. It depends on where you are. It's the exact same fucking thing. But if you say one or the other in the wrong place, someone will fucking kill you. So, gotta stay on your toes.
いや、そんな大したことじゃない。しな。
Managed to smile, though I can't quite still my shaking legs.
汗が。
Oh, it's just because, so much food, getting the meat sweats, Lucia produces a handkerchief, carefully wiping away the sweat on my brow, my cheeks, my neck. She stands on tiptoe, stretching around to reach, nearly pressing her front against mine.
服にこうでも炊き込まれているんだろうか。それとも彼女の体から発せられる女性特有の。
Girl smell. Just don't say it out loud, bud.
終わりました。
Lucia's voice pulls my head back down out of the clouds, snapping me back to reality.
なんかすまない。
いえ、こんなことしかできませんから。
じゃあ自分はこれで。
よろしければ。 お茶をお入れしますので、休んでいってください。
But I was about to say hot tea, after all that, but it's probably still pretty chilly out. They were just in a snowy forest. Now they're kind of in, still just a normal forest. But nonetheless, the climate can't have shifted that much. Probably still a cold night, chilling the air. Lutia brews up a cup of tea skillfully.
どうぞ、外ですが。
Sweet, arresting scents steal across my nose from the cup. Milk, wildflowers, honey.
随分と手慣れているんだな。
That sounds really good.
ありがとうございます。私は家族にお茶を入れるのが好きなんです。
Lutia reminisces, a gentle smile on her
こ
face.
こ九十里はオーロであるお父様自らが率先して
Hey, is that her first time getting the name of this
国
place?
が大きくなりました。お父様はもちろんお姉様たちやお兄様たちも木を切り岩を押しのけて畑を耕すのが当たり前でした。
Okay, okay.
でも私は体が弱くて、
Still a better constitution than some other girl we knew.
だからせめて
Considering, you can
お
walk
茶や料
around,
理で家族みんなに
And,
喜ん
you
で
know,
もらいたくて。
your eyes work,
なるほどな。
and you're alive.
ルルティエのお姫様らしからぬ家庭的な雰囲気はそういうところから来ているのか。しかしあれだけ重いものを持ち運べるのに体が弱い。
Everything's relative.
これは突っ込みどころなんだろうか。
As I consider, I raise the cup to my lips and take a careful sip.
うまい。
よかった、お口に合って。
茶の甘みと苦みがちょうどいい塩梅でとても気持ちが落ち着くよ。
一番上のお兄様の好きな茶葉なんです。疲れが取れると言われるお茶で、そう言っていただけると嬉しいです。
本当に家庭的で心の優しい子だな。
As she walks through her explanation, I indulge in another 2-3 sips of the calming
お
tea.
かわりをお入れしましょうか。
あ、頼む。
Rutia quickly sets about making more tea. I can tell she's done this a lot. As I watch her produce various kinds of tea leaves, a realization dawns on me.
ひょっとしてその棚はすべて茶葉が
Oh,
入
you're
っ
a
て
bit
い
of
る
a
のか。
tea aficionado.
はい、そう
I
で
got a
す。
couple bags of good black and green tea, but I never make it. Mainly because that involves, getting out the electric kettle, then I gotta steep the tea, then I gotta remember that I'm steeping it. Otherwise, it turns into poison that makes me sick. I was making. Pretty sure it was a green tea. No, it's only supposed to steep for 5 minutes. I forgot about it for 45 minutes. I'm like, it's a big batch. I don't gotta waste it. I'll drink some anyway. I had 1 cup and almost threw up from the amount of forget what it is. It's the thing in tea that makes it bitter. That leaches into the water. It's the concentration of it in my stomach was poison and tried to kill me. Not a good time. It was also very bitter. It was not good. Easily more than 10 small drawers of tea leaves line the shelf from end to end.
確か茶ってそれなりに高かったよな。
Well, yeah, if you're in Japan, odds are they don't grow tea leaves here. Curiosity piqued, I take in my surroundings inside the tent. It's large for a single-person tent, extra space taken up mostly by shelves and
ちょっと
drawers.
聞きたいんだが、そっちの棚は
その棚ですか？衣装棚と化
Ooh,
粧箱です。
makeup. Very high class.
じゃあそっちのは。
それは調理具に裁縫道具とかいろいろな小物が入っています。
Ooh, knickknacks, all your souvenirs.
そこのでかいのは。
そのお布団です。
Really?
違う枕だと
I can only do one pillow. And it has to be a thin pillow. Usually when I sleep, I put my arm under the pillow. And my pillows, like I said, they're really thin. I can't do with those hotel pillows where they're basically spheres and they're breaking your neck when you try to lie down on them. Just enough to, get my neck straight with my torso when I'm lying down, and, you know, provide a little cushion. That's all I need. Udatia grows quieter and quieter towards the end of her sentence, fidgeting bashfully.
そうか。やっぱりお姫様なんだな。
Also, you know, it helps that I'm used to sleeping on a metal floor on the aircraft. So just being able to curl up and use whatever. Like, makes you good at sleeping. Sleeping is a skill that needs to be practiced. Huan boils the water I fetched for her in a large metallic tub, humming to
こ
herself.
れを満たすだけで何往復させられたことか。にしても、こんなにお湯を沸かして何に使うんだ？
Well, she said it was like a wash tub, didn't she?
鍋を
You gotta
するって感
bathe.
じではないよな。飯は食った後だし、
Have a nice warm bath.
したって量が多すぎる。
No, when you're out hoofing it on the road, that's a luxury.
まあ、だとしてもクオンなら平らげそうではあるな。
いい湯加減。
She tests the water with her hand, then, apparently satisfied, pours it into a different tub. The remaining water goes back on top of the fire. She adds more from the buckets I
苦労
fetched.
して汲んだ水が湯水のように。いや、確かに湯水なんだが。一応聞くが、何をしてるんだ？
見ての通り、湯浴びの準備かな。
ああ、そんな気がしてた。
Yeah, you've been, like, on the road, you're probably all gross and grimy, got, like, gunk all up in your stuff.
こんな漏洩地でわざわざ苦労して大量の湯を沸かしてか。
苦労した後の湯は格別かな。
苦労したのはこっちであって。
Though my water heater here sucks, and it stops producing actually hot water before the bath is full, so, you know, it gets, like, mostly hot, and then it just starts pumping out lukewarm water. It's like, well, a way to dilute my nice hot bath to just, you know, an okay bath.
ハク、もうちょっと下がってて。
My griping falls on deaf ears as Kuan drapes a large sheet over a string to make a partition. The telltale rustling of clothes is perfectly audible through the partition.
相変わらず無防備だな。しかしこんな
I mean, at least she put up, you know, a little cloth partition.
風呂好きだとは思っていたが、ここまでと。
They are good. I hung out for like a hot spring for like an entire day when I was in Iceland. Really good. Blue Lagoon. It's actually like runoff from a geothermal power plant. So it's nice. It's like got silica in it and it's very good for your skin. It's also like a very vibrant blue. It's like robin eggshell blue. Interesting. It's horrifically salty though, so don't get it in your mouth. It's also not particularly good for your hair.
心にしみるな。
She must have lowered herself into the water, or a soft exclamation of comfort wafts over the
そんな
barrier.
に風呂が好きなのか？
とっても。一日の終わりに、こうして湯浴びで汗を流すのなんて。
You gonna share that, or you know, you're just gonna, you know, throw out the bathwater once you're done?
本当なら、日に2度は入りたいくらいなんだけど、あまり贅沢は言えないかな。
それあれか？ツッコミ待ちか？ツッコミを入れろと言ってるのか？もしかして旅の途中、いつもこうやって湯を用意していたのか？
I mean, probably not.
贅沢だけど、自分で用意する分には何の問題もないから
Yeah,
ね。
it seems like she travels alone, so.
この水を汲んできたのはこっちなんだが。
Well, yeah, and you did a lot slower than she could have done it.
だから、ありがとう。
But it is the thought that counts.
相変わらず鋭いな。
I lean back and lounge against our piled belongings, exhausted. Then, shifting in a chain reaction, part of the string held up by the bag shifts. Whoa, side boob!
ちょ、なんで？
Oh, it's a little reward for working so hard. Over the fallen partition, I can see Kuon has covered her eyes with a washcloth, oblivious. She keeps humming to herself, kicking her feet in the water. I admit it's a pleasant sight, but I can't ogle her like this. Kuon's tail gracefully flicks back and forth. It is almost hypnotizing.
まずい。まずすぎる。いやいや、落ち着け。
I mean, it's very good, but also not good.
クオンのことだから。
The dilemma.
許してくれるに違いない。笑ってダメだ。微笑んでいても目が笑っていない。そして尻尾が揺れて。
Come around to crack your skull like an egg.
想像できん。そうだ。今のうちに仕切りを元に戻せば。
Yeah, but then if she catches you fiddling with it, you know, it just looks bad. Like, really, you should just, like, turn around and just let her know. Just be like, I'm not looking, but it fell. Taking extreme care not to make any noise or draw attention, I try to pull the sheet back up.
よし。なんとかバレずに。あとは端を結んでおけば。ああ。
My hands slip right as I finish. Instead of tightening the knot properly, it all comes undone. Whoa!
ああ。なあ。何やってんだ。悪化させてどうする。
Good line read.
あ、そうだ。
Kuon pulls the washcloth off her eyes as though suddenly remembering something. But without turning around, she reaches for a small bottle and dumps its contents into the water.
いい香り。
Yeah, some nice essential oils, you know. Get your skin smelling good. Then, still oblivious, she re-soaks the washcloth and replaces it over her eyes once more.
今の危なかった。もう少しこちらを向いていたら終わりだった。
Kuon happily swings her legs and hums a tune. A stark contrast with what I'm feeling right now.
ハック、さっきから静かだけど、どうかした？
いや、静かって言われてもな。他に誰もいないんだし、クオンと話をしてなければ静かになるだろう。
そうなんだけど、急によそよそしくなったから。
Yeah, almost like,
どうか
you
した
know,
かなって。
something's changed. I wonder what it could be.
さては覗こうとか考えてたのかな？
ギク、バカ言え。誰がそんな真似するか。
冗談だよ。
You know,
ハックはそういうことをしないって分かってるから。
well, on purpose anyway. You know, if it's left up to fate, you know, chance encounters, well, something you can do about that. It's the will of the gods.
両親が。いや、これは覗いてるんじゃない。断じてない。だから問題なし。こう。最後の手段だ。
Yep. I stealthily tiptoe to the tent's flap. Yep.
逃げるしかない。
Make a hasty retreat.
たとえ気づかれても、明日にでもなればきっとうやむやになっているはず。ウコンのところにでも止めさせてもらえば。
I creep ever closer towards the exit and spare a glance over my shoulder towards Kuon. Her skin is flawless, free of any scars or blemishes. Her figure is tight and fit. Her face pleasant. Exquisite is a good word for her kind of beauty.
ただな、贅沢を言えば、せめてもう少しだけ女として
I mean, she's well balanced.
なんていうか、
Nothing wrong with her.
ちょっと残念でしょ。
ハック、
Well, Kuon raises her head from the water, and the washcloth slides off her eyes with an ominous plop. She smiles. And, just as I thought, those eyes.
笑ってない。
Her tail uncurls sinuously.
いや待て、わざとじゃないんだ。これは布が勝手にほどけてだな。
そんなことより、何を残念に思ったのか
Oh,
聞か
was
せて
that
もら
out
いたいな。
loud? Is he saying that out loud? No, those are all thoughts.
何のことだ。別に
Yeah,
残念なんて
you're
言ったお前
crazy.
が。もう少しだけ出るとこ出てればと。ちょっと残念しょと思ったくらい。
そ すごく残念そうなため息が聞こえたんだけど。
ため息
Kuan's prehensile tail curls around the handle of a bubbling, boiling pot and lifts.
まさか待て確かにそうも思ったが誤解
Yeah, you know, it's just a sigh that we were gonna have to leave the tent because, you know, we didn't want to disturb your, you know, your privacy, you know. It'd be uncouth to stay like this, so. You're disappointed to just go out into the cold. Ooh, that's a crunchy sound effect. Yeah, just replay that like 1.5 second soundbite over and over. Ugh. At sunrise, we pack up the campground and begin preparations to leave as planned.
よし、休憩は終わりだ。そろそろ出発するぞ。
Nice pine forest, though. We up in the mountains now? The deep voices of Ukon's men respond in unison, and soon enough the wagons are rolling once more. Very loudly, I might add. I'm growing used to the ambiance of the caravan. Kinda nice. Time to get going, I guess.
おや
And hopefully that sound stays gone. Not long after we get back on the highway, I notice a familiar pair of figures walking beside me. They kept their distance at first, but now, the mystery twins are flanking me on either side.
お前ら何か用でもあるのか
No response. Not that I expected any different.
どうしたものか
I mean, they're just bored. It's not like they have a Game Boy to play with, so they gotta find some other entertainment for on the road.
誰なのかな。
Huan strays back towards me, having been walking in the front, coming back to investigate the odd
こっ
sight.
ちが聞きたい聞いても何も話さないんだ
荷運びをしてるってわけでもないし。
そうだろ
Almost like they're
いかにも
important
怪し
people
い
or
って
something.
思うよな
Weird.
わかった。荷運びをしている男衆の子供ってとこかな。
そんなざっくりでいいのかよ
ま、いいんじゃないかな。特に害があるってわけでもないし。ああ、そうそう。ルルティエを探しに戻ってきたんだった。ルルティエ
Okay, so you got bored. Gotcha. That's why you came back. Kuan runs off in Lutia's direction, shrugging off my bizarre
なん
situation.
だこっちを心配して戻ってきたわけじゃないのか
The caravan continues on its slow, inexorable roll up the mountain path. I can tell the road here was paved at some point, but now only a scattered few flat stones remain. Trees have taken root in the days since, roots snaking under the surface and breaking up the
道
path.
が荒れてるってこういうことか
Snow melt has sunken into the dirt too, forcing everyone to trudge through the thick mud. As usual, the mystery twins are close at
これは
hand.
もういいか何を聞いても答えが返ってこないし
Yeah, soon enough you'll just get accustomed to it and you won't even recognize they're there.
もうあれこれ気にしても無駄な気がしてきた
It's like if you're around mosquitoes enough outside, you stop, like, registering the buzz.
にしても暗いな
The sun should be at high noon, but the thick canopy growth above us is blocking it out effectively.
なんだか不気味でおじゃるの。
What, is it spooky? You scared? Maruto mutters uneasily as he shoots furtive glances about, peering into the
こ
trees.
うも不気味だと昔読んだ絵巻物を思い出すでおじゃるよ。昔々とある貴人の旅の途中、森の中でそれは美しい女と出会うという話なのでおじゃるが、実は女の正体は森に迷い
Mask of Deception title drop.
沸かして食らう世にも恐ろしい脱ぎその神で恐ろしや恐ろしや。
ん脱ぎその神
Yeah, they're the bad ones. I'm pretty sure. I remember properly. Which I probably don't.
怖くないでおじゃるか。
いや、特に。
そうでおじゃるか。
So yeah, ghosts aren't real anyway.
話としてはありきたりな上に内容を説明されただけでどうやって怖がれる。ん？
A figure on the road ahead catches my gaze. Someone unfamiliar stands at the side of the road, waving both arms in an effort to flag us down. Next to them, a wagon much like one of our own has tilted and fallen, blocking the road. Ukan calls to a halt, and a nervous vibe ripples through the caravan. The prospect of bandits very real. Yeah, sounds like a perfect ambush.
すまない。
Ooh.
助けてくれないか？
And that shirt just kind of just blends in with your skin tone there, huh? The young girl next to the wagon approaches us with an apologetic smile.
どうした？
荷車が溝にはまって抜け出せなくなってしまったんだ。今仲間が助けを呼びに行っているんだが、それを待っていたら日が暮れてしまう。すまないが荷車を押し出すのを手伝ってもらえないか？
ありゃまあ、そいつは災難だったな。よしてめえら、荷車を押し出すから何人か手伝え。
Yeah, a few of them help and the other, stay on guard, because suspicious. Several men quickly gather at Ukon's call. They seem a little eager to please because it's a woman, especially one with a pretty face. Figures.
つまりマロロが言ってた脱ぎそぐ髪ってあんな感じか？
Like, what? No, that's just a woman. What are you talking about?
にょ。
さっきの話だ。ああして言葉巧みに近づき油断したところをガブリとし。
Gadzooks!
おじゃるよ。
いや本気にするなよ。あんな感じかと聞いただけであれがそうだとは言ってない。
I mean, he probably doesn't know what it looks
第
like.
一可愛くはあるが
Just a
絶世の
story.
美女って感じじゃないだろ。
そう言われればそうでおじゃるな。
Yeah, she's definitely more in the cute, circle of the Venn diagram of Pretty Woman.
ちょっと可愛いくらいで。
Instead of like the beautiful
美女とは
side.
違うでおじゃる。いやいやほんと美女でなくてよかったでおじゃるよ。
Only as he says.
どうしたい姉ちゃん？
Nice frog impression, though.
いや別に本当に助かる。厚かましくて申し訳ないが、もう一つだけ頼んでもいいだろうか？
おう、行ってみな。
ふむ。ならばお前たちの荷物を
Yep.
置いてってくれ。
はあ？
お前たちの荷物を置いてってくれ。
In the blink of an eye, the drop cloth covering her cart's cargo rips away, revealing armed men. Ukon's men who had approached the caravan to help lift it are quickly subdued and pinned down. Really? You didn't see it coming?
動くな。
Faster than Ukon can reach for his blade, the girl raises her hand. At her signal, more men with bows and knocked arrows materialize from the trees, aimed right at us.
ひょえ、何が？
Like I said, it's an ambush.
取り囲まれてる。
The number's only half ours, but every one of them has his bowstring drawn and readied. We'll have to play this very, very carefully.
あくどの。
Marudo begins visibly trembling at the sudden development.
マロロも両隣の二人もっていない？
They probably just bailed. Vanished again, of course.
へえ、やるじゃねえの。
Ukon remains straight-backed and fearless, but his voice is audibly stiff.
安心しろ。我々の目的はその積み荷だけだ。おとなしくしていれば手荒な真似はしないと約束する。
Yeah, it's easier for everyone this
そ
way.
れとも無駄な抵抗をしてその娘たちを危険にさらすか？
ルルティエ君のことか。
They loose those arrows, the girls would be first to fall. There's nowhere to take cover. Like, well, this is a pickle, ain't it? I look over to see Kuan protectively wrapping her arms around Ulutia, who's gone pale with fear.
しゃあねえ。
Ukon takes his katana from his waist and tosses it at the woman's feet.
おめえらもだ。いいか、余計な真似はするな。 おとなしくしてりゃ何もしねえって言ってんだ。言われた通りにしてやろうや。
On Kumon, all share looks, murmuring to each other. The reality of their situation sinks in, and one by one, they lay down their arms.
そこの二人、お前たちもだ。
Marudo and I are the only ones not moving to put down our weapons. We're drawing undue attention.
こりゃ仕方ないか。もうなるようにしかならない。言われた通りにしてしばらく様子を見るしかない。だろうな。
I pull the fan from my sash and gently lay it on the ground.
何してる？お前も。
マロは
I mean, he doesn't really have a weapon unless you count his fan.
こいつなら何も持っていないぞ。
Yeah, unless that's like a casting catalyst or something. As Marudo dissolves into a panic, I step in and speak for him.
おお、くどの。
Marudo takes my words as sticking up for him, and he quivers, moved to tears.
下手に間もついて向こうを刺激させないためだったんだが。
いいだろう。お前たち。
At the woman's call, some of her bandits step forward with ropes.
両手後ろに回せ。
No real point in resisting, I do as instructed.
にしても賊に襲われないんじゃなかったのか。
Well, they got the drop on you.
こうして見事なまでに襲われてるんだが。
Glancing up the line to Ukon, I can see they've also tied him up and forced him to sit.
な真似をするような連中でないのがせめてもの救いか。
いや、さすがのすり。見事な手際じゃねえな。
The sound of slow clapping fills the clearing. Well, he's certainly a bandit character. A broad-shouldered, rugged man appears and gives a vulgar smile, clapping as he approaches the girl. Despite his dramatic entrance, Nosuri only gives him a sidelong glance, hardly paying attention. The newcomer shrugs it off, looking over to me. Or past me, more accurately, to Kuon and Lutia, that is mounted and tied up. His smile widens by several teeth.
こりゃ上玉じゃねえの。程度だってこんな上玉はめったにいねえじゃんよ。決まりじゃん。この女は俺様の門に決定な。
こいつ抵抗しなければ積み荷を持っていく以外何もしないとか言っていたが、
Yep.
所詮は盗人の口約束ってことか。
Like, can you really trust him? Let's be
おい
honest.
てめえら、縛り上げた連中の身ぐるみ剥がすの忘れんなよ。
At the broad-shouldered man call, a bunch of rugged ruffians, a new separate group, approach
ま
us.
ずいな。どうするか。
せっかくだけど遠慮しとくね。どう見て。
いいじゃん、いいじゃん、いいじゃん。ますます気に入ったぜ。お前たちは今から俺様の女だぞ。
Well,
たっぷり可愛がってやるから楽しみにするじゃんよ。
sorry, bud. This is the all-ages version. There's no bad ends like that.
たちにも分けてくださいよ。バカ野郎。こんな上玉、指一本だって分けてやらねえよ。
Yeah, with fear, Lutia huddles against Kuon, shaking.
大丈夫。そんなに怖がらなくても大丈夫だから。
Yeah, we'll just kill him.
なんかえらい余裕だな。さすがにやばいはずなんだが、全然焦った様子がない。
きっと
Brr.
ハクが何とかしてくれるから。
So
ハク様が。
自分がかよ。
Lutia follows Kuon's eyes, looking to me for help.
無理だから自分にどうしろと。そんな視線で見られると両親の呵責に苛まれるからやめて。
Yes, also, thanks for putting undue attention on us.
モズヌ、勝手な真似はするな。我らノスリ旅団と行動を共にするからには、我らの流儀に従ってもらう。
No rape and pillage, just pillage. The girl gives the man called Mosnu a sharp look, admonishing him.
我々の目的は積み荷だけ。それ以外は決して手を出さない。そう言っておいたはずだ。
いいじゃんよ、いいじゃんよ。な堅苦しいこと一個なしにして全部俺様に任せとけってよ。
Onzu swaggers over to Nozuri and throws an arm around her shoulder, getting a little too close for comfort.
それにちゃんと分かってるぜ。ノスリが焼いてるってことによ。せっかくこんないいもん持ってんだからよ。
Well, he's not wrong there. We agree on some things. As Mazanu points meaningfully at Nozuri's chest, she calmly seizes his finger and twists sharply. Mazanu drops to the ground, clutching the offending finger and writhing in pain.
あいつの指、かつてない方向に折れ曲がらなかったか
Oh yeah, fingers are very delicate.
おいたはダメよ、ボー。
Don't worry, bud. They'll get plenty of attention later, just not from you. Nozuri says the line as though reciting it from a script, then winks awkwardly.
どうだ、オーギー。今のはなかなかいい女っぷりじゃなかったか？
ええ、さすがは姉上。その魅力
I was gonna say, like, what, fucking Battler? Hello? The slender man appears next to
視
me.
界に入っていたはずなのに気づかなかった。
Oh, good thing you didn't try anything then.
そうであろう。これでまた一歩いい女に近づいたな。
何しやがれ。
Because you're being, like, gross and sleazy. Not, like, in a cool way. Like, in a gross way. It's like he's in serious pain, thrashing about as he howls at Nozuri.
無粋だな。女との戯れを笑ってさらりと受け流すのがいい男というものだぞ。
超痛えじゃんよ。こんなの流せるか。
Just twist it back and set it. It'll be
や
fine.
れやれ。だからお前はいい男になれないんだ。
What's your definition of a good man? You know, let's get some criteria down.
いい男と歌われたオーロが存在した。彼は嫉妬に狂った奥方から腕を噛まれようが箸を突き刺されようが微笑んでされるがまま受け入れたらしいぞ。
Oh.
それがいい男というものであり、いい男の義務だ。
It just sounds like a toxic relationship.
それに引き換え、お前はダメ男だな。
だと。
The man grimaces, but just as he moves towards Nozuri menacingly, he freezes in place.
どうしました？続きを知
Yeah,
ら
this guy can move quick. The man called Ogi, at my side just a moment ago, appears behind Mosnu, holding a thin blade to his neck.
なんだこいつ。全然気づかなかったぞ。
Now, impressive considering he's wearing a big billowing cape.
冗談じゃんよ。
Jordan, bandit Jordan, ha 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 ha.
奥義、構わんぞ。こんな場合、男のやんちゃを許してやるのがいい女。
姉上がそう言うなら仕方ないですね。
A bunch of fucking wackadoos. And just like that, Ogi slips his blade back into his sleeve and walks away as if nothing happened at all. Yeah, DFC, baby! Flat is justice!
もともと俺はデカチはあんま好きじゃなかったしな。
Spitting a weak parting shot over his shoulder like a sore loser, Mosnu turns and runs.
ババアにだったら塩塩にしぼんで垂れちまうからな。
And gives a final insult as he disappears into the thicket.
姉上、どうしました？
なんでもないぞ。なんでも。
It's not particularly wrong, though, but
よし、運べ。
doesn't look like you have much support there, so drooping's probably in your future. Ogi waves at the remaining men at her command, who gather around the caravan's unmanned wagons. Anything loaded with cargo, even that strange covered one, is hauled off in short order.
騒がせたな。では、積み荷はいただいてゆくぞ。さらばだ。
それでは道中お気をつけて。いずれまた。
Yeah, you'd hate to run into more bandits. With bizarrely polite farewells, both of them disappear with the last of the bandits into the woods.
やれやれ。とりあえずは命拾いしたか。
And at least they left the rides.
とはいえ、
They could have rustled our horses, and then, we'd just be stuck pushing wagons.
これどうやって抜け出すんだ。
No sooner than the thought crosses my mind, I notice Kuon wriggling her body oddly behind me.
よいしょ。
The ropes tightly wrapped around her suddenly fall to the ground.
縄抜けか。どうやるんだ。
You have to, do some prep work when they're tying you up, kind of flex your wrist and pull them out so that way there's a bit of gap in there. So that when you relax, you can kind of slip them out.
ちょっとしたコツがあるんだ。
Oof!
指の関節を外せば誰でもできるよ。
Oh, like handcuffs, you gotta, dislocate your thumb.
いや、それコツとか器用とかいう次元じゃない。
すぐに解くから、ちょっと待ってて。
One makes her way down the line, starting with me, then untying everyone in quick succession.
ありがとうございます。
おい姉ちゃん、こっちも頼むわ。
あれ、そっちは解く必要なんてないんじゃないかな。
何のことだい？
演技としてはなかなかだと思うけど、
Uh-huh.
いろいろと違和感があったかな。
Already broken free?
例えば、あの女の人が助けを求めに近寄ってきた時、みんながそれほど警戒してなかったこととか、あなたほどの男が警戒してないなんて
Yeah.
ありえないかな。
That was pretty obvious.
これはまだ買いかぶってくれたもんだ。
それに、彼女の話を鵜呑みにしたのもらしくないかな。
ね
不自然なことならまだあるかな。囲まれた時に取り乱したのはルルティエとマロロだけで、他のみんなが慌てた様子がなかったから、ここまで重なるといくらなんでも不自然かな。
Mm-hmm.
クオンがやけに落ち着いていたのはそういうことか。
一つ
Almost like he already had a plan or something.
それがいくつも重なれば必然ということだね。
やれやれ降参だ。ほんとおっかねえ姉ちゃんだ。
説明してもらえるよね。
Almost like you purposely walked into a trap with some good bait. Ukon smiles wryly and stands without issue. The rope supposedly tying him up flutter uselessly to the ground at his feet.
どういうことでおじゃるか。
ああ、ちょっと待ってくれ。守備はどうだい、お二人さん。
The twins nod, both silently pointing off in the same direction.
こいつらいつの間に。
Let's find their little base camp.
よし、これで準備は整ったか。で、種明かしなんだが。
Ukon scratches the back of his head, turning back towards us.
まずな、出発前に言った賊に襲われることはないって話。
Yeah. Some certain bandits would attack us, maybe ones you were looking to take care of on your way back, huh?
実は最近ここら一帯であいつら賊による被害が頻発しててな。この九十里でも何度か捕らえようと動いたんだがうまくいかなかったらしい。どうやら連中目白を転々としているらしくてな。なかなか尻尾がつかめねえってことだ。そうこうしているうちに被害は増える一方、族どもの規模も大きくなってきてな。このままではまずいってことで
Yep.
奴らを討伐するのに協力してほしいと
Come
頼ま
in
れ
and
たわ
nip
け
it in the bud. Ukon looks over to Ruduti apologetically.
下手に知らない方がいいだろうってことでお姫さんには知らせてやせんでしたからね。
Yeah, make it so there's no acting involved. You're less likely to see through it.
そうだったのですか。
ウコン殿、マロも聞いてないでおじゃるよ。どういうことでおじゃる
Ah,
か。
well, they couldn't trust you to act either.
ああ、いや、そいつはだな。マロロは腹芸が苦手だろう。
そうでおじゃるか。
いや、みんなで話し合って決めたんだ。俺が独断で決めたわけじゃ。なあ、おめえら。っておい、おめえらこっち見ろ。
マロロはまあ
Yeah.
わからなくもないか。ってことはまさか賊に襲われたのは。
Yeah, but it was their trap fell into our trap.
おめえさん、
Big old Uno little reverse card there.
ああ、わざとだ。拠点を突き止めるには、おとりでおびき出すのが手っ取り早かったんだな。
perfectly sprung it.
ちょっと待て、それは分かったが、もしさらわれたり暴行を加えられたらどうするつもりだったんだ。
Well, then we die.
運よく何もなかったからいいようなものの、あいつらの会話からして十分にその可能性はあ
I'm
った
just
んだ。
gotta roll the dice. The way that Muznu guy was leering at those two. Utia must have been scared out of her mind, with her face buried in Kokopo's fur fluff like that. Doesn't got fur, he's got feathers.
ああ、それはだな。
そういうこと。
Zukan tries to talk around her. Huan cuts into the heart of things.
向こう側に内通者というよりこちら側の人物がいたんだね。道理でいろいろとおかしいと思ったかな。
そんなわけだ。これから待機していた討伐衆と合流の後、奴らの拠点に襲撃をかける。他にも質問や言いたいことが山ほどあるだろうが。
Yeah, we can save it for the after action reports, alright?
少しの時間も惜しんだな。
Our little lessons learned
いやい
meeting.
やいや、ちょっと待て。何をさらりと
Go
とんでも
over
ないこ
what
と
went
言ってん
well,
だ。
what can do improvement, you know. What is it? It's like, improve, sustain, and something else. I can't remember.
荷物の護衛は引き受けたが、襲撃を仕掛けるとかはないだろう。さすがに勘弁だぞ、おい。
ああ、わかってるって。
That'll be a good place to level up, though. There's got to be plenty of trash mobs you can crush. Saying that, Ukon
そ
smiles.
の代わりと言っちゃなんだが、あんちゃんたちには頼みてえことがあるんだ。
Yeah, it's like, you might not be very strong, but we could use, you know, Kuon here. There's a little bit of extra muscle. Ukon leads his company deeper into the mountains to join up with a strike team waiting in the wings. The journey takes maybe an hour, and before long, the sounds of crashing metal and shouting battle cries fill our ears.
始まったか。音の大きさから察して戦いはかなりの規模みたいだな。あんなものに巻き込まれていたら命がいくつあっても足りん。
You'd get a run through from like 5 different directions.
ハク様。
うわいや、なんでもない。相変わらずこのでかい鳥にはなれないな。
I mean, it wasn't like it was particularly quiet. We were just kind of spaced out.
はい、本当にごめんなさい。
こんなこと。ああ、ここに残ってルルティエを守ることになった。
I mean,
いや、
it's less that you're here as a guard and more like you're just here to be a speed bump and slow them down while she runs away.
あの合戦に駆り出されなくて
No,
済んだ。
buy time and let them stab you a bunch.
断然マシというものだ。しかもウコン直々の頼みだからな。気兼ねすることなくこうして高みの見物でいられる。ルルティエの方こそ怖かっただろうに。大丈夫なのか。山賊たちにはウコンの手のものが混じっていたとはいえ、万が一ということもあった。
Yeah, you know, it wasn't looking good for a moment. That Muznu guy hadn't backed down. If that Muznu guy hadn't backed down.
大丈夫です。クオン様がいてくれましたし、もちろん。
Great that you think so highly of us, but we wouldn't have been able to do anything.
そう言ってくれるのは嬉しいが、自分がいたところで何ができたかは怪しいもんだ。立派だな。
You were there for moral
ルルティエは
support.
さすがはお姫様ってとこか。
そんなお姫様なんて私は。
はて、そんな恥ずかしいこと言ったか。しかしまあ、結果的にはウコンたちについてきてよかったかもしれないな。
Yeah, totally.
こんな大変な目にあったのに。
It's like everything.
もしウコンたちに
Everything's gone wrong since we've been with them, but sure.
旅をしていたとしても、やはりこの道は通ったはずだ。
I guess that's one way of looking at it.
そしたら、あの山賊たちに襲われていたかもしれん。そうなった時、今みたいに無事に切り抜けられたかどうかはわからんからな。いくら向こうにウコンの協力者がいるとはいえ、関係ない旅人まで助けてくれるとは限らん。 山賊たちの信頼を得るためにあえて
Yeah.
って可能性もないではない。だからウコンについてきたのは正解だった。
Oh, hello, Maruto. Really have to hop like that?
そうそう、その通りでおじゃるよ。
が
マロたちと白殿は一連卓上の中でおじゃるよ。
Unfortunately.
マロロ、
But you're not wrong.
お前なんでここにいる？
何を言うでおじゃる。白殿を残していくのが心配で、ウコン殿に頼んでここに残してもらったでおじゃるよ。
そうか。確かにマロロの呪術は大
Yeah,
変だ。
it is useful.
一緒にいてくれるのは心強い。
But, you know, could probably be doing, you know, more work, you know, more useful work at the front line.
素直に喜べないのはなぜだ？
しかし、あの時は心臓が止まるかと思ったでおじゃるよ。
Afeared.
そういえばこいつ真っ青になってガタガタ
I mean, it's probably pale because of the white face paint he has. At least I hope that's face paint.
かどうかは化粧でわからないな。
Otherwise, you know, man, he really needs to get some more sun.
これで本当に役立つのか？
少しだけでもいいから、マロにもこのことを話してほしかったでおじゃる。なんだか信頼されていないみたいで悲しいでおじゃる。
Kinda, yeah.
仕方ないかな。
Don't got a very good poker face,
こう
unfortunately.
いうのは相手に感づかれたらそこでおしまいだから。
ま、そういうことだな。とにかくここで待機して。
Yeah, you're cowering, pissing your pants act. You know, really lulled them into a full sense of security. It was good for us.
うん。
Boulder.
うん？
Oh, that's not good. Unless you're the agent. Nope. We just happen to be sitting around their back entrance.
お頭、やっぱあれじゃないですかい？あのノスリって小娘が裏切ったんじゃ。お頭が悪いんすよ。いくらあの女がお頭好みだからってホイホイ信じちまうから。
I mean, it makes it a little bit easier to swallow any pills she gives you, but
うるせえな。仕方ねえだろバカ。
yeah.
おめえらだって見たろ。そりゃあ確かにそこは同意せざるを得ない。
Yeah, boss can't be wrong.
だが残念だったじゃん。あの父娘、こんなとこに隠し通路があるとは夢にも思わねえだろよ。とりあえず今はどうにか逃げ切って。
Yeah, what kind of bandit hideout wouldn't be, you know, a real bandit hideout with a secret passage or two? Hello.
うん。
なんでおじゃる。
こいつら。
Yeah.
さっきの山賊。
You gotta stop meeting like this.
てめえら、なんでこんなところに。
We knew you'd come, so we laid out a trap in advance.
頭、どうですか。バカかおめえは。こんな奴ら。しかもこいつはとんだ土産ができたぜ。飛んで火にいるなんとやらじゃ。
Big words for a cornered rat.
たっぷり可愛がってやんや。よしてめえら、女を取り押さえろ。男は袋にしまえ。
I think you guys are a little out of your depth. Yeah, kick their chests in. Collapse their lungs. Break their legs.
何言ってる？ルルティエを置いてけるわけないだろうが。
お願いです。そこの方たち。
Are your bird about to go berserk?
あ？何言ってんの？
この子、普段おとなしいですけど、
Oh, it's like the chickens in Legend of Zelda.
とっても凶暴になるんです。
They'll just come flying off screen and kill you.
通用するとでも。
Oh,
そういうこと。
Good battle cry. Oh, there's only 3 of them. Oh, I guess they recovered. It says only defeat Monzu, but we're gonna get them all anyway. Also, how's your what kind of skills you got here? State in which the unit's element is being activated. Strange. Oh, it adds like wind to the battlefield? Odd. What are those? So directly in front of you and kind of like a AoE one? I think the attack is kicking all the enemies around us. Oh, so you just kind of run in the middle and fuck them all up. I wish to help everyone, Kokoko. Please help me. Oh, they got little descriptors there for their skills. Ooh, you got Eye of the Fighter. Nice. Some zone of control. Break objects. Enemies within range, their speed is reduced by 10%. Okay. Self-heal. Nice. Sure. Yep. Alone? Alright. Oh god, the map's slightly off kilter. Got like a 45-degree angle. I don't like that. Does it let me select which one to do? It does. Interesting. Oh, it even tells me which one does more damage. Neat. Oh, now it's Earth elemental attack? Strange. Well, it says it does more, so might as well. I missed my crit. Oh, look, they don't even move. Also, I missed what that achievement was. Alright, what's your max zeal buff do, huh? When a wind element unit is in overzeal state, speeds up the unit's turn. Okay, so you get like bonus initiative. There we go. And if you keep getting those crits, you can kind of extend it a little. Interesting. Yeah, do your attack, get it over with. Ooh, only half? Guy's a little tough. Yeah, do your thing. We'll tough it out. Ooh, don't like that back attack, though. Oh, that's right, it hits everyone around us. Useful. What if we get behind you? kind of do a little DBZ, you know, instant transmission, you know, just keep getting behind each other. Oof. That didn't feel good.
ここで怯えるわけには。
Oops. Missed my crit. Oh, we should be good. Probably. Oh, and I can just outrun him. Just what's his movement? 3? Yeah, just 1. That'd be 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
行きます。
Easy peasy. Nothing to it. Yeah, birds are pretty vicious little things. Cold-blooded.
あのルルティオ様
Hey, he's doing his own thing right now.
もうやめて差し上げてはいかがでしょうか
違う。私がやらしているのでは。
Yeah, she's just along for the ride.
ここもういいの。お願い。もう終わったの。
Yeah, she's already dead. Maybe peck out that other eye of his.
お願いしたらこうなるよなこ悪党とはいえ少々哀れになってきたとは
Oh, yeah.
いえ許されるわけではないからな
Just ignore those feelings.
煮るなり焼くなり
Let's get what he deserves.
ルルティオの好きにしたらいいんじゃないのか
いやはや、これはまた壮絶なことになってますね。
誰だ
It's our mysterious Cape friend, of course.
お前はさっきの
Yeah, it's Battler.
先ほどは失礼しました。ああすることになっておりましたので、申し訳なく思いましたが、ご了承のほどを。
じゃあお前たちが
I mean, it's pretty obvious.
元より仲間など
He had
で
a
はあり
pretty
ません
unique
でした
character sprite.
裏切ったなどと言われるのは心外ですね。
同じ盗賊を朝廷に売りやがったんだ。裏切り以外何があるってんだよ。
同じ貧しい者から奪わず犯さず殺さずが我々の流儀です。力のない者を襲い、戯れにもてあそび、命を奪うあなた方畜生と一緒にされるのは甚だ不愉快。
綺麗事を抜かしやがって。結局盗みに変わりはねえんだろうがよ。
まあ、あなた方と問答するつもりはありませんので、どう思うがご自由にどうぞ。
So what, we taking him alive, or
すぐに何も言えなくなりますので。
are you just here to finish the job?
まさかおめえ冗談はよすじゃん。
汚い手で姉上に触り、姉上の志への罵詈雑言、最後に言い残すことはありますか？
Bogey's cold smile remains as he speaks.
ふざけるな。死んでて余るかよ。
I mean, doesn't seem like you have much choice in the matter. Oh, just gonna let him waddle away?
今さら無駄ですのに。先の見えないものは哀れですね。
Just right into the sword points of, you know, the army there. Yep. Hello, masked man.
あの仮面。
Yeah.
あのお方。まさか。星虎様。
It's a little different than the one we know, but
ですから、 無駄だと言いましたのに。
これもてめえの仕業かよ、オーギー。
Well,
早い。
yes, thank you, Kiwan. I could tell that without you saying it, but
見えなかったぞ。今何をした？
I'm pretty sure you killed him.
ご安心を姫君、峰打ちです。
Of course.
切り伏せるその価値もありませんので。以上、依頼の遂行とさせていただきます。オシトル殿。
Oh, you just put him in your inventory? All right. Put that man in your pocket.
ノスリ殿にも力添え感謝いたすと伝えてもらいたい。
はい。お預かりしていた荷物は指定の場所に運んでありますので、お受け取りを。
確かに受けた。
それと、姉上からの伝言です
お聞かせいただこ
が、奴らの行いが許せるものでなかったゆえ、今回は共闘したまで。
Ah, fair enough.
慣れ合いは。
う。ノスリ殿らしい言葉だ。
では、僕はこれにて。ご縁がありましたらいずれまた。
まさか
Couldn't have just walked away
オ
normally?
シトル様が来てくださったなんて。もしかしてあの仮面の
Yeah, you
方
keep
の
name
ことかな？
dropping him, so might give us an explanation?
あのお方、ヤマトの双璧と歌われる武功衛大将オシトル様です。そっか、あの人が。
Sounds pretty tough. Wonder if we'll have to fight him later.
そなたたちが族どもの狩猟を取り押さえてくれたか。
I mean, it wasn't really us, it was just the bird, but sure.
ああ、いや、
おかげで助かった。こたびの策、狩猟を逃がすことはまさに失敗と同義であ
It
る。
really saved the day, huh?
この通り、感謝する。
ああ。
このような場所ではシャイも満足に伝えられぬ。そなたたちの功については後ほど正式に表彰し、
You're not just gonna give us like a medal and the pat on the back, right? You're gonna give us some money.
ルルティエ殿。九十里王からの請願はこれにて遂行されたものとしてよろしいか。詳細はこの書簡にしたためておりますゆえ、オーロエは吉名にお伝えいただきたく。
確かに受け取りました。
緊張してカチカチだな。
Yeah.
姫君であるルルティエが緊張。
I mean, again, she said she's just
それ
like
ほどの人
a
物
minor noble from the boonies, so having a real deal, you know, imperial capital kind of person around. Bit of
そ
a
れがしは
bit of a disparity there
これにて失礼いたす。
in rank and class.
護衛の者もすぐに戻るゆえ、安心してテートまでの旅を楽しまれよ。
お心遣い。
では、諸兄諸子の良き旅路を祈っている。全軍速やかに撤収せよ。またどこかでお会いすることもあろう。
Their helmets seem a little impractical, though. You know, having the weird shape like that where someone's just able to grab on and kind of hold you down while they stab you in the neck. Not the best design. Oshtor? I need to hear his name again. Oshtor gallops away astride his wafter, the strike team following closely behind. They all march in perfect formation, showing just as much discipline as their commander. Woo! Achievement unlocked! Hit all opponents in front, and decreases their defense by 15%. Oh, that's a pretty good one. God damn! Some pretty good items.
ヤマトの双璧、武功衛大将オシトルと左近衛大将三日の名前
Okay, so it's
が
like Oshtor,
海
not
を
like
越えた国にも聞こえてたけど、
Oshtor.
あの感じ勝るとも劣らない。 まさかあれほどとは思わなかったか
このクオンにそう言わせるの
It
か。
sounds tough.
そこまでなのか。
な。それもあるけど、やっぱり世の中広いなってちょっと感慨深く思っただけかな。
Yoan speaks distantly, her eyes following the man himself as he rides away with his troops. With a long-held exhale, Lutia slumps to the ground like a puppet with strings suddenly cut.
大丈夫か。
ほっとしたら体の力が抜けてしまって。
あんなことがあったんだ。無理ないか。怖かっただろうが、もう大丈夫だ。
そうではな
Yeah,
く、
being in his magnanimous presence.
オストル様
Yeah.
とお話しして緊張してしまって。
なんだ、そっちだったか。しかし、あの人物がただものじゃないってのは分かったが、ルルティエだってお姫様
Again, like I said, you know,
そんなに緊張する
disparity
よう
in
な
like title and rank and all that.
そんな私なんて。
オストル殿は若くして無冠の身から功を立て、大和の双璧と呼ばれるウコンエ大将まで上り詰めた方でおじゃるからな。異例の速さで皇位に上られながら、もののふであることにおごらず、孔明盛大、民にも絶大な人気なのでおじゃ。
Cool. Sounds dangerous.
何よりも帝からの信頼も厚いお方なのでおじゃるよ。ルルティエ様が緊張するのも無理ないでおじゃるよ。心ない者は成り上がり者と陰口を叩いたりするでおじゃるが。
それはまた
You sure you're that
絵に
great
描いた
of
よう
a
な
Judge
英雄
character?
像だな。
その通りでおじゃるよ。マロも鼻高々でおじゃる。
なんでマロロの鼻が高いんだ。
おじゃ、それはその同じ国の禄をはむ者としてということでおじゃるからして。
If you say so.
よくわからんが、そんなもんか。そういえばウコンはまだ戻って。
おう、呼んだか。
Hey, he's still breathing. Members of Ukon's company who had gone to meet with the strike team reappear in timely
随
fashion.
分とゆっくりのご帰還だな。こっちは大変だったんだぞ。
Yeah, we kind of had to do the real work.
悪い悪い。奪われた2の回収に少々手間取っちまってな。
Ukon points over his shoulder, and sure enough, the caravan is back together
な
again.
ぜこいつを無事に運ぶのも大切なお役目だからよ。
それでウコン殿、討伐はどうだったでおじゃ。
Yeah, kill them all?
の手引きが完璧であっさり奇襲が成功したもんだからな。あっけなく片付いちまったよ。多少怪我人
How,
は出
how
た
can I
が
go too well?
みんな無事だ。それより聞いたぜ。そっちは敵の親玉を取ったって言うじゃねえか。
にょほほ、聞いたでおじゃるか。白殿の勇姿見せたかったで
We
おじゃるよ。
literally did nothing.
自分は身を守ってただけだし。
Yeah, Kokopo just like kicked their asses into trees.
何言ってやがるわ。姫様の護衛で待機してると思ったら、おいしいところ持ってきやがって。まさか待ち伏せして一網打尽とは恐れ入ったぜ。
Again, we did nothing.
いや待て、こっちはただ偶然いただけで巻き込まれただけだ。
おいおい、あんまり謙遜しすぎると嫌味になるぜ。
たまたまだってのに。
Nope.
運が良かったのか。
There's my bottle
悪
cap.
かったのか。それよりお姫さんを危険な目に遭わせて悪かった。いくらなんでもあれは想定外だ。
ああ、いいんじゃねえの。無事だったんだからよ。
Yeah.
それに
いいのかそれで。お姫様
Oh,
が
a
経験
little
することじゃない
unladylike,
だろう。
but you know, good story.
いや、姫様ってのはいざとなったら戦場へ出なきゃならん時がある。
Does it?
族の退治は箔
Okay.
がついていいのさ。
Interesting circumstances, you know, going around apparently.
これをきっかけに少しは自信をつけてくれりゃいいんだがよ。
Certainly has a mighty steed. Ukon mumbles to
なんか言った
himself.
か。
いや、なんでもね、独り言だ。それより族の狩猟を抑えたんだ。きっと何らかの謝礼が出るはずだ。
Yeah, drinks are on you, bud.
そういや、そんなようなこと言っていたな。
なんせ大将首だ。何人かで分けても豪勢な酒盛りぐらいできる
All
んじゃない
right,
か。
all right.
それはまことでおじゃるか。
おう、期待してもいいと思うぜ。
やったでおじゃる。ついにマロにも運が向いてきたでおじゃるよ。
Let's just like stick you with fruit juice and water or something. Maruto suddenly bursts with joy that he nearly starts dancing.
ずいぶんなはしゃぎようじゃないか。
恥ずかしながら
Yeah, drinks are on you.
不如意な生活をしてたでおじゃるから。でもこれで新しい筆やすずり、もしかしたらへそくりを合わせて書簡も買えるかもしれないでおじゃ。
Ooh, fancy stationery. Maruto puts on a dopey smile at the thought of his newfound wealth, imagining.
そう、楽しみにしてな。
Ukon laughs, patting Maruto's shoulder, though his expression is odd.
これはマロロ殿に一杯おごってもらわないとな。
バカ。
やば。
The men surrounding Maruto muttering, suddenly clam up.
そんなぶしつけな話でもないだろうに。
どうしたでおじゃる。そのくらいは振る舞うでおじゃるよ。
Uh-huh. Yeah, but it seems like it's better to keep him away from the drink. Despite Maruto's generous offer, the men shuffle their feet, looking uncomfortable.
どうしたでおじゃるか。
いや、気持ちだけもらっとくぜ。
Yeah, it just kind of suck to be around when you're drunk.
そ
So
んな遠慮はしないでほしいでおじゃる。みんなで酒を飲み交わすでおじゃる
it's
よ。
like the friend that doesn't know when to, cut himself off and just end up having to babysit them, and it's no fun. Maruto insists, but the way the men decline him almost seems pitying.
なんでおじゃるか。マロとは酒が飲めぬとでも。ハク殿は付き合ってくれるでおじゃるよな。
まあ、おごってくれるのを断りはしないさ。しかも祝いの酒だからな。
Yeah, we'll share a pity drink
そ
with
れ
you.
より、一体どうしてマロロの誘いを受けないんだ？気持ちよく受けた方がいいだろ？
いや、マロロ殿の気持ちは嬉しいが、お家のために金を工面しているのを知っているので。
せっかくですから、自分のために使った方が良いのではと。
それはそうでおじゃるが、せめて極上の酒を皆に一杯ずつぐらいなら大丈夫でおじゃ。
Just one drink,
それに、また金がいるだろう。うちんとこの親方が屋根を修繕するように言われてたらしいし。
何の話でおじゃ。
やっぱり 知らなかったのか。
ああ、確か織物を取り寄せたりもしてたよな。
Oh dear.
本当でおじゃるか。
You're just out here supporting the entire family, huh? And they're just racking up fucking Amazon purchases.
そうだと言ってほしいでおじゃる。
Maruto looks at Ukon imploringly.
その、なんだ、夢は覚めるものなんだぜ。
まだ借金地獄でおじゃるか。
すまねえな。気の毒すぎて言い出せなくてよ。
You can treat us all to a nice lukewarm glass of water instead. Maruto sinks to the ground as though sapped of life. Ukon's words a final blow. Only the sounds of the forest break the
という
silence.
か、この重苦しい雰囲気は勘弁だな。
Yeah, it's just kind of depressing now.
そう落ち込むな。代わりに自分がおごってやるから。
本当でおじゃるか。
まあ、友達。
Yeah, what are friends are for besides, buying each other a drink occasionally, catching the bill.
あまりにも哀れで見てられん。このくらいはいいか。
ハクってば、そんな切符のいいこと言っちゃって。でもいいか。ちゃんとハクが体を張って稼いだお金だから、友達のためにそうするのって嫌いじゃないかな。
Hey, scored some coupon points.
じゃあ、ハクの小遣いから引いとくね。
小遣い？
Oh yeah, she's the one holding the purse strings.
ああ、そっか。ハクのお金の管理は私がすることになるから。
Mildly understandable considering you don't know shit from fuck right now. Easily gets scammed out of your money.
いや、ちょっと待て。なんで小遣い？
危なっかしくて、お金はハクに任せておけないかな。なんでだか、放っといたら考えなしに。
We're not wasting it, we're investing it in ourselves.
そんなことは。
Just use it all to buy better gear or something,
今回だっておごるとか言うし、間違いないかな。
さすがあんちゃん、言うことが違うぜ。みんな、ごちそうだ。
So drink responsibly, please. At Ukon's suggestion, everyone erupts into cheers.
ちょっと待て。おごるったってマロロにだけだぞ。
みんなの前
Yeah,
で
we're all a
踊ると言っ
team.
ちゃったんだから、
Yeah.
一人だけとかダメだよ。だから心配なのに、今
Mm-hmm.
回は特別。仕方ないから、足りない分は私が立て替えておくかな。
おう、テイトのいつものとこで豪遊だ。
お前、だからそんな勝手に。
You did, unwittingly. Set your own trap without even realizing it. Walked right into it. Ardo clings to me as tears stream freely down his face.
どうしてこうなった？
Because you're a fool. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that is where we're going to end it here for today. Once again, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, ring the notification. We'll see you guys on the next time for the next episode of Utawarerumono, Mask of Deception, where we will pick up being broke after we spend all our money to pay a bar tab. Catch you guys there later. Bye.